angle 1 and angle 2. Angle 1 is on what two lines? R and U. Angle 2 is on what two lines? S and U. I believe you just repeated a line, which was what? So they do share a transversal. It's line U, which means they're special. They're special angles. I don't know what they're called yet, but they're special. So if line U is my transversal, the other two, which are what lines? R and S, become my parallel lines. Okay. Now we said they were special. What type of angles are 1 and 2? 1 and 2 are what now? Oh, 6. Thomas, what are 1 and 2? Corresponding. So now, ready for the justification? What have we been writing in the reasons column the last 2 days? Parallel lines imply, right? We're going to switch that now because now we're showing parallel lines. So we're going to switch it now by saying corresponding angles. And what do we know about those corresponding angles? What we were given about them? Congruent, need that, imply parallel lines. So all we're doing is switching what we put in the reasons. Because 1 and 2 are corresponding and they're congruent, that means those lines are parallel. Question, because 1 doesn't make you great. We need more. I need to keep feeding you. You're hungry today. All right, what if 2 is congruent to 9? Let's take a look. 2 and 9. Okay, the answer might be no. I might not have parallel lines, but let's see. Do they have a transversal in common? What is that transversal's name? S, good. Which makes what two lines the parallel lines then? U and V, yep. And what type of angles are 2 and 9, everybody? 2 and 9 are, Thomas, you're on fire.
Alternate exterior.
So that's what we're going to put. Alternate exterior angles congruent imply parallel lines. I'm going to skip over because you and your group are going to finish all of them when we're done. Let's go to skip over to which one? Number 14. Let's skip over to 14 now. And now 3 and 7 are equal. And I probably should have mentioned this. Once we do a problem, the slate's wiped clean. I don't know any other of the previous examples is true. So 3 and 7, let's take a peek. 3, 7. All right, can you do, I want everyone yelling it out for me. Everybody yelling it out. 3 is made up of what two lines? U and S. One more time. Angle 3 is made up of what? U and S. Remember what you're telling me. Angle 7 is made up of? R and V. One more time. What's it made up of? I didn't hear a repeating line of either one. I didn't hear a repeating line. Did anybody else? Do they have anything in common? No, they don't. So guess what? These aren't any type of angles we're familiar with, which means to us, no lines are parallel here. Okay, no lines are parallel. 3 and 7 do not, they're not alternate exterior, corresponding, anything we've talked about, which means now, okay, that means I have no lines parallel. It has to be one of our special angles to have parallel lines. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to you and your group, leave it to you and your group right now. Do me a favor so we can go quickly. Just tell me what lines are parallel, no justification, please. All right, you and your group, 10 through 13 and 15. Just tell me what lines are parallel. Go ahead. All right, so let's start with number 10. If I have 5 congruent to 7, that means 5 and 7. I have R congruent to, R parallel to S because those are alternate interior angles. Number 11. Now, hopefully you didn't get freaked out because not all the angles are congruent, right? They're supplementary sometimes, just like 7 and 8 are same side interior. So I wouldn't want them to be congruent. I want them to be supplementary. So I could say R is parallel to S. Same side interior angles. Supplementary imply parallel lines. 12, same thing. If 3 and 6 are supplementary, that's perfect. That makes U and V parallel because they're same side interior. 13, 13, 3 and 5, those are alternate interior, so that would make U and V parallel. And then finally 15, 4 and 5 are corresponding, R and S parallel. So the only non-parallel lines were number 14. Questions, comments, concerns? Ready to try this out in the proof? All right, stop. Don't do any statements, reasons yet, or any markings. Okay, don't do them yet. I want you to start somewhere else in your group. Notice the lines I'm trying to prove parallel. ST parallel to UV. First thing I want you to do in your group, identify a special pair of angles that are formed by line segment ST and line segment VU using 1, 2, and 3. Don't use angle U or the vertical angles, all right? So using angles 1, 2, and 3, 30 seconds in your group. Give me a pair of special angles formed by ST and UV. Not everybody talking at the same time. Just give me a pair of special angles. That's all I need. Don't do anything else. Nothing. Any group want to drop some knowledge on us? Where are the special pair of angles formed by ST and UV? What's up, Steve? 2 and 3, yes. Hey, all right. 2 and 3 are alternate interiors. So here's our goal now. Before we say the lines are parallel, I need your help saying angle 2 and angle 3 are congruent. But remember, you can't say they're congruent because parallel lines implies. I don't have any parallel lines yet. So some other method, you need to get 2 congruent to 3. What other method? Addition, subtraction, substitution. Anything we talked about last unit. Okay? You cannot use parallel lines implied. You don't have any. So somehow we need to get 2 congruent to 3 using another method. So let's talk about that right now, how I can get 2 congruent to 3. Anybody see it? It's up here. Yeah, 2's already congruent to 1 and 1's already congruent to 3, so 2 and 3 must be congruent by, substitution. So that's how we got 2 congruent to 3 here. Now, just like in the last big activity we did, 8 through 15, if the alternate interior angles are congruent, the lines they belong to, ST and UV, are now parallel. And now my reason, make sure you reverse it for me. Alternate interior angles congruent imply parallel lines. Questions? All right, now last proof we do. I want you guys to do the same thing in your groups before we get going. I even provided a box for you to write it in this time. If we are proving KM parallel to LN, find me a pair of special angles on those lines. All right, find me a pair of special angles on those lines. Go ahead, 30 seconds in your group. And obviously use 1, 2, 3, and 4. Give me a pair of special angles formed by KM and NL. Anybody another group want to give me their angles? Where are the special angles? Any group confident? Come on. I'm going to hear from all the groups today eventually, so. Anybody? You guys are going to we'll take this? Okay, go ahead. 2 and 4. I like it. 2 and 4. Yeah, good job. 2 and 4. If anybody said 1 and 3, you're on the wrong lines. Okay, 2 and 4. Good group over there. Good. So we're gonna have. This is what we need. Show 2 is congruent to 4 somehow. But remember, you can't just say parallel lines apply. We need to get there a different way, using ways from Unit 2. All right, this is going to be a little tougher than the last one. Okay, we have a lot going on in the givens. And I want to remind all of you, I provide these givens to use every single one of them. Okay, we should never overlook one of them. There's always a reason why. All right, so let me start. JM parallel to KN. Why did I give you those? Can you guys in your group find any angles that would be congruent if now that you know JM and KN are parallel? Anybody got a pair of congruent angles that I can throw down here? If JM and KN are parallel, what angles must be congruent because they're the special type? Got it? So we'll go Zoe.
1 and 3.
1 and 3. Everyone agree? What type of angles are they, Zoe? Awesome job. So 1 is congruent to 3. Ooh, I know you're on top of your game if you get this reason right. How do you start this reason off? Be careful here. How would I start this reason off for 1 and 3? Aiden?
Parallel lines and tail.
Your man. Parallel lines, just like we did the last 2 days, because I was giving them now. Nice. Parallel lines imply what type of angles are they? Sorry, I was getting excited. Corresponding angles congruent. Yeah. All right, so now I need your help because I have 1, 2, 3 pairs of equals here. I need to somehow wrap it, tie it all together to get 2 congruent to 4. Let's start here. You know 1's congruent to 2. And we just found out 1 is congruent to 3. What angles are congruent now? 2 and 3, yep. And that's using what? Substitution. We're not at 2 congruent to 4 yet, but here's our first substitution. Remember, you're going to use all the givens. There's still a given I left out. I left out 3 congruent to 4 here. Oh, wait, 3 is congruent to 4? And you guys just told me 2 is congruent to 3. What 2 angles are congruent now? 2N? What 2 angles do I have congruent now? 3 and 4 equal 2 and 3. That makes 2 and 4. Yep. I just wanted to show everyone again, because this happened a couple times in the last unit, you're going to need 2 substitutions. You can't just wrap it up into 1. Okay. You need 2. All right, now that I have 2 congruent to 4, that makes my lines parallel. 5 steps. When will we go to 6? Probably not in this unit. What type of angles are these? 2 and 4? Corresponding, right? So corresponding angles congruent. Make sure you have the congruent. Imply parallel lines. Good. So we're going to help each other out. I just don't want to throw you to the wolves in the homework. We're going to help each other out right now. Go ahead and go to the assignment for tonight. We're going to go through each proof assigned tonight, and you guys are going to tell me what angles need to be proven congruent first before you say the lines are parallel. All right? And I want to hear from all 4 groups here. All 4 groups, please. All right, take a look at number 1. What angles would need to be congruent to say BF and GH are parallel? What are you going to have to prove congruent? Which pair of angles up here? Any group want to take this one here? Ian, your group? Angles 2 and 3 must be correct. 2 and 3. And again, you have to get those congruent by another method other than parallel lines apply. Okay, get 2 and 3 congruent some other way. All right, let's go to 2. Ooh, there's our diagram from homework, huh? Ooh, be careful here. What angles do I need proven congruent to say ED parallel to BA? Make sure the angles you give me are on ED and BA and share a transversal. So don't give me 1 and 3. They don't share a transversal. We talked about that in homework. Don't give me 1 and 3. They don't share a transversal. There's got to be another pair of angles up here that have DE and AB in common and a transversal. One of the 3 remaining groups got anything here for me? I'm going to let Amy talk for you guys. You sure? Okay, let's see it.
Angle GD.
Yep.
And angle ABA.
You got it. Angle ABE has to be congruent to angle DEG somehow. And then the lines are parallel. Again, got to do it some other way than saying parallel lines imply. All right, number 3 tonight. This one hopefully will be a quick one. If you want to prove AB parallel to CD, where are the special angles? Again, only use 1, 2, and 3. Don't use anything else. What do we got? I got 2 more groups. That group's going to take it.
Angle 1 and 3.
1 and 3 have to be congruent. Good. Figure out this. This is a nice proof how to get those congruent. How do you get those congruent? Don't say they're corresponding because you don't have parallel lines. All right. All right. Let's do it. How about this one? Yes, I know it looks familiar from our notes yesterday, but I changed it up. So if I'm going to prove EF and HG parallel, remember, guys, please give me a pair of angles that are on those 2 lines and share a transversal. What angles would you give me that are special angles here for EF and GH? And yes, we are down to this crew up front. Doyle, you're going to let Doyle take it? You kidding me? Okay, let's go, Doyle. Don't screw it up.
Angle JEF.
Good start.
Turn to EGH.
Good. You've earned your keep in the group. Good. You can remain there. Angle JEF and EGH. How are you going to get those congruent? You can. You can. And finally, number 5. Make sure you're looking at EB and GH and not AC and DG. Make sure you're looking at EB and GH. Let me know what pair of angles. Anybody can take this one. What pair of angles am I going to need congruent for EB and GH? What's up, Josh?
Is it like angle 4 and 3?
Yeah, 4 and don't tell me 1 and 4 because 1 is not even a part of EB or GH, so it's got to be 4 and 3. Yep. So you guys get 4 and 3 congruent. You're good. And now I will let you do your magic. Go ahead. Get those angles congruent first, and remember.